Cool, guys.
All right. Welcome to the Airsoft GI Live Show on October 21st, 2014. Got the year right this time. We've got Greg Wong, a.k.a. Spartan117GW, in the house today. Thanks for coming in, Greg.
Indeed.
Before we go too far, let me read over our promos. First of all, we've still got the door open. We also have our sniper giveaway going on all the way through until October 31st. And what that sniper giveaway is whenever you order off of airsoftgi.com or gitactical.com, you're going to get a special code which you can put into a secondary website and have a chance to win something. So it's almost like a raffle. Between me and you, the interwebs, if you split up your orders, that means you're going to get more codes. So just know that that is an option. We also have Burst Wizards available for 50% off when you get them with an AEG off of our website. And we have that option available for over 300 AEGs. The option's not available on AEGs where the Burst Wizard won't fit in because we don't want you to buy a Burst Wizard and have not fit in the gun. But that is going to give you an added option for functionality. You're going to have a lot of different functions with that Burst Wizard. It's also going to increase the longevity of your purchase. So if you know you want one, might as well get it for 20% off when you buy your AEG. We also have KJW products marked down 10% on our websites. They're already pre-marked down, and we normally cannot ever offer a discount on KJW products. So if you know you want some or you think you're in the market, now would be the time to get those. We've got a couple events coming up. We've got my Bob the Axeman's my Zombie AXEtravaganza coming up this Saturday, October 25th at GamePod Combat Zone. If you want to go to that, make sure to register online on airsoftgi.com. You can show up as a walk-on, but it's going to cost $5 more. So it's in your best interest to sign up on our website, save yourself some money. And honestly, GamePod is probably the best facility on the West Coast to do a zombie game, and I would assume you would agree, having played there.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
The lighting conditions there are perfect.
Perfect. And industrial strength smoke machines.
Oh yeah.
A couple weeks after that, we also have a game going on at Fort Ord Military Base in Marina, California, called the Fort Ord Firefight. Again, if you pre-register on our website, it's going to save $5 as opposed to like getting a walk-on purchase. You're going to save $5 when you buy it off of our website. Now, the zombie game is sponsored by Elite Force and Numerex, and the Fort Ord Firefight is sponsored by Jag Precision. And both those events are going to be chock full of raffle goodies from those two sponsors, which should make it even more of a fun day.
Fort Ord, I love that place. That was actually the first place I ever played an official airsoft game.
No kidding.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's because you
history there.
used to live kind of in the area, didn't you? Yeah.
Yeah.
Daniel's actually the only other person here who's actually played there because he went to college up there, or went to college for a brief time up there. And I used to teach fencing up there for almost a decade, and I had no idea there were airsoft games going on. I felt really stupid after the fact. That aside, we have some mystery boxes that are currently available. Our Shots Fired mystery box is available for $249.99, but there are a lot of really cool guns in that mystery box, and you get a chance to win an airsoft gun mega box, which has multiple guns in that mystery box. It's pretty awesome. We also have the GITV patch package 3 and 4. 3 is still available with a few left, and 4 GIT patch package 4 should be up in a few coming days. Another thing to note is that the GI custom Damocles sniper rifle, which is based on the ASG M40A3, which is an awesome gun, is up on our website. It's a one-of-one custom, and in fact, I hope Aaron Moore doesn't get too upset when I mention this, but he liked that custom so much that he wanted to buy it himself and was told he couldn't. It's for our customers, and I gotta say, I want that gun too.
That's the tan one, right?
Yeah.
I think I saw that one recently.
Pretty awesome, right?
Oh yeah.
I am super jealous.
It kind of reminds me of like something you'd see in like American Sniper.
Yeah, no, it's very well set up. I have a personal preference for bolt action sniper rifles in airsoft, so I'm a little preferential that way. In addition to that, we also have the KWA Scorpion and the KWA AKG 74 SU currently available for pre-order. Those are both really fun guns. I had the chance to fire both. They are dope. That said, Greg, you have an event coming up with PTS, right?
Yes. Okay, so on November 16th, which is a Sunday, we're having the first American DAS event. Now, what is DAS? It's essentially a CQB team competition that where basically you're going in rooms, engaging different targets. And it's a nice way to kind of measure your skills against other teams. They've tried the force on force team aspect in SoCal before, and it's had some success, but there was a lot of issues with cheating and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So what this is cool is the only thing you're going up against is the clock. the clock is the enemy, and you can't beat time. And what's great is you're going to be able to test your ability to move and communicate with your team. There's going to be a lot of targets. They're going to have like knockdown, so there'll be a knockdown plate in the chest, knockdown in the face, and sometimes you have to shoot multiple times because you're not sure how many shots it's going to take to take out each target.
Yeah.
So the first stage is more or less gonna basically, you only have a certain amount of time to clear each room, and if you don't clear the room within that amount of time, you lose 1 man, and you have to keep going. There's 14 rooms. The second stage is actually all the rooms are open, but all the doors are open as well, so you can kind of go in any way you want. But there's a hostage at the somewhere in there that you have to get out, as well as neutralize all the threats. And the last phase is more or less like a marksman skill test stage. So it's kind of like IPSEC there, but it kind of combines all the three. You can register teams of 4 to 6 guys. It's about $120 per team. So between a 4-man team, that's like $30 a pop.
Yep.
Which is not bad. We're gonna have lots of prizes and stuff, patches. You guys are gonna get awards. We're actually gonna have one of the targets as kind of like our long-standing trophy per se. That's gonna have little engravings of all the teams that have won each event.
That's cool.
So yeah, we're bringing it to the States. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Arms Magazine from Japan is gonna be there covering, so international coverage is pretty cool. And you might even see maybe possibly some of the guys from Dynamic Pie Concepts there. So and a couple other guys might be there as well. So it's gonna be pretty cool. November 16th at Tax City South, and yeah, we're gonna be building rooms inside there. So
now, where could they get tickets if they wanted to go?
Right now, we have a flyer on the DAS page, so Dynamic Action Sports page. It goes to Alex Coe's website. So there's a flyer up there. It has a link and everything. But look up Dynamic Action Sport on Facebook. That's the easiest way to find it. We actually have a Facebook event set up on there as well, so you can find all the information you need there. But it's pretty simple. Yeah.
Now, it's definitely interesting to see the footage from the event out in Hong Kong. Out in Hong Kong is very interesting because, yeah, you're right, they are going against the time, and it can be, even though you aren't going against an actual opponent, it can get your heart pumping too, trying to go as fast as you can and still be on target.
And you're with a team too, so everyone's kind of, I mean, that's why it's actually kind of based off some of the CQB training that Alex and some of our other instructors, one of them's like he's a prior CAD guy who teaches CQB courses out here, and it's all based off that, of teamwork, teamwork and accuracy and speed, and more or less it's pretty awesome. It's pretty fast.
Well, very well played. So yeah, make sure to head over there to get tickets for that event coming up on November 16th. It should be fun, and I wish you all the best, Greg.
Oh yeah.
All right, so for the topic for today, this is called the Zombie AXEtravaganza live show. So we are going to kind of talk about the Zombie AXEtravaganza game coming up this weekend, this Saturday. It should be very fun. I actually just want to start out with the fact that I'm going to be running majority share. The loadout I'm going to be running is based around Tokyo Marui M870 gas shotgun. Now I just want to do it mainly because I've grown up with shotguns. I've had a shotgun in my hands ever since I was essentially 10 years old. I had
big enough to hold one.
Yeah, well, I actually had a child size pump action shotgun.
What?
It was 20 gauge, and the only reason I stopped using it was because the firing pin worn out and I kept having jams. And my dad was like, "Bob, we got to upgrade you to full size. You're 14 years old now."
Like you're ready to move on to the big one.
But what was crazy, it was so light and the stock was so short, I could swivel so quickly and be able to take down birds.
Yeah.
So it was very, very easy to use. But anyway, I'm a big fan of shotguns. And they're great at zombie games. I am going to be also running the Beretta ARX 160. If you guys aren't familiar with that, it's another gun put out by Elite Force.
It's a really cool gun. It looks kind of interesting, but once you hold it, it's very comfortable. And that one has the blowback. The recoil
yes, it has. It's electronic blowback. And what's really interesting about that too is, just like you said, like when I first saw it, I was like, that's a weird looking gun. And literally once I got my hands on it, I was like, wow, it's really ergonomic, very comfortable, and it's also very lightweight.
Yeah, very lightweight.
Yeah.
That's one of those guns you got to hold it and get a feel for it to really appreciate it. And then if you've actually seen the pictures of the Italian army actually having it full decked out, it really does kind of look cool in those pictures. So you got to give that gun you got to give it time. You got to pick it up and play with it.
Yeah, you got to give it the time of day for sure. And a little bit more history on it. It was actually designed for Italian Alpini troops. It's essentially designed for mountain warfare. So that's why the gun is so light and so functional. It's got that side folding stock that's also extendable, ergonomic grips, but also the lightweight is a really important part of the design because when you're up at those thousands of feet of altitude, you
save energy.
Yeah.
And it's got a quick change barrel too.
Yep.
It's really awesome.
That's very true.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm going to be rocking those two guns as my primaries. So we'll have an Elite Force 1911 TAC there. It's a CO2 pistol. Really fun because it kicks a lot, which I really appreciate.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, I'd highly suggest if you are checking out this game to head on over to the product page just to check out the rules for the event. We're also going to be going over the day of, but I say that you should go check out the rules because there are specific loadouts that you are going to be limited to. We are not allowing we're not allowing support weapons because it would make it unfair for the zombies. And a little bit, I mean, some folks may say they would run around with a support weapon in a zombie survival
You gotta
situation.
give them a chance.
Yeah, well, I mean, not necessarily have to give the zombies a chance, but realistically, like, I guess if I was going to do a zombie survival game, if I was surviving a zombie apocalypse, I would want to have, like, the middle ground between lightweight and firepower
Yeah.
because I'm going to be running my ass off.
Yeah.
I'm going to run
These
for
are
dear
not
life.
the slow zombies. These are the running zombies.
Yeah, these are the 28 weeks later, 28 days later running
Yeah.
zombies, the actually scary ones.
Yeah.
So it should be very fun, and I'm hoping if I don't have to change my underwear, I will have failed because I want to be scared poopless just like the rest of you.
Flashlights. Bring flashlights.
That is going to be another
Yes.
one of the most important things. If you don't bring a flashlight, yeah, you're going to be, what's that called? Shit out of luck.
Yes.
Yeah. So
S-O-L.
S-O-L. All right. Actually, this is a really good question. Just real quick from Spencer Labor. Left 4 Dead or DayZ? Greg?
You know, it's kind of like they're different in a lot of ways. Like Left 4 Dead's very arcadey, but it's kind of you jump in and you get into it. As for DayZ is almost I would say a milsim zombie apocalypse survival. So and I haven't had too much experience with DayZ, but it's definitely different. You know, it's like milsim and your quick skirmish games. You know, they both kind of feed different parts of your appetite. But you know, depending on the day or situation dictates or mood or what you're really feeling for, you know, jump in either one. But I think there's a new Left 4 Dead coming out too. That's gonna be pretty sweet. New source engine, yeah.
I didn't hear about the new Left 4 Dead. All I'd heard about was the team from Left 4 Dead is working on this new game called Evolve.
I believe. Oh yeah, those guys actually played Evolve at E3, and it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. That really kind of depends on who's playing the beast. Because you know you got to kind of balance out the skill a little bit, but yeah, that game is pretty intense. Asymmetric games are always really fun when done properly.
No, absolutely. And actually, that was one of the games that Daniel was most excited about as well, because he got to play it, and it was him and 3 other dudes, and then a tiny little girl who's playing the monster.
He played it at Comic-Con.
That's right.
Yes,
yeah.
Xbox Lounge.
Indeed. I would say though, if I had to compare the Zombie Extravaganza to either DayZ or Left 4 Dead, it'd probably be more Left 4 Dead because you're gonna be doing a lot more running and gunning.
It's a little bit probably gonna be a lot faster. Man, watch those corners. There's a lot of dark areas in there. Use those flashlights to your advantage and check those corners.
Yeah, there was. I feel like I want to mention this now because I should have mentioned earlier, but the last time I did a Zombie Extravaganza game, I can remember the exact moment that got me killed. Because I remember thinking like, wow, I'm doing really well against these zombies with my shotgun. I'm just mowing them down left and right. I'm gonna test myself, see how I do with the pistol. Like I get a little cocky, and all it took was just maybe a minute or two of being cocky to just get myself turned into a zombie. Because I remember just pulled out the pistol, and then a zombie came around this hallway and saw me and started running at me, and I just emptied the pistol into his chest, and
then
he died with his hand on the front of my my G series pistol and went down. I was like, ha ha ha, that was close. And then right as I was in the middle of reloading, like two more came around the corner. I was like, I am so screwed, and turned and ran and loaded, tried firing behind me. It wasn't enough, and got tackled to the ground. So
it's that Walking Dead status. Conserve your ammo because you're not going to have like tons and tons of ammo. But yeah, I was looking at the rules, but it's going to be pretty interesting. Can't wait to see what that looks like.
Pretty interesting, and that's the other thing about this game is that a lot of the games that I like leave it up to the players to succeed or fail. And this one, I mean, it's gonna be tough for the survivors. So I mean, you may no one may get to the safe house. That may be how it happens. And there may be like a lot of them get there, but who knows? It's gonna really be up to the players themselves to succeed or fail. And one thing I noticed, at least from the last time I did, is that it was actually kind of fun to be a zombie.
Oh, and chase the people down?
Yeah, because like you were the person that was scaring the bejesus out of everyone else. So I mean, as fun as it may be to tote a gun and like run around like scared poopless for yourself, it's even better to be that person that everyone else is afraid of. So
I would highly recommend if you're a zombie, full face protection because you won't be able to shoot back. You'll be chasing them, so wear full face protection.
full face protection. I'm actually going to be wearing a condor, excuse me, not a condor jacket. We're going to be bringing extra condor jackets, the soft shells. I'm going to be wearing a triple aught design, a soft shell as well.
Tad.
Well, I have a few soft shells. That's the best one I have, so I'm going to wear it. But what's nice is that they're ventilated, or they're vented. So, you know, you can open up those vents, stay a little bit cooler, but I'm doing that for maximum protection possible.
Yep.
So, all right. So that's at least some of what we're going to do for the zombie game. Before we get into too much more, I just want to show you guys some products we got in.
That's pretty cool.
We're actually going to be carrying some new G7 revolvers from G&G. These are really interesting. We're going to have a review video come out about these very soon. They actually come out in a variety of different sizes, which, handily enough, you can actually see on the back here if the light wasn't blowing it out so much. So there we go. So you got a variety of sizes, and they come in 2 different colors. Now these are CO2 revolvers,
I believe. That's
pretty
cool.
Yeah, so this will be fun.
Big fan of CO2. Yeah.
And I'm curious. Hopefully we'll be able to get these out on the outdoor range very soon and show you guys a video. I'm just more curious. I haven't been able to test all of them. So revolvers are always kind of fun. They're a little bit different for your money.
Walking Dead kit for the zombie extravaganza. Right there. If you want that immersion, there you go.
We were talking about this because I don't watch The Walking Dead as much as Bill or Daniel do. And Bill was talking about if you want to be Rick, you got to hold the pistol out and down a little bit. Because I guess that's how he always points it down. Yeah. So
actors.
Yeah. Well, so be it. So be it. Gonna break his wrist doing that. Another thing that we've got a video coming out soon. So we've got the that's a good picture.
Oh wow!
It's get this in here. The G&G GSS. Now you may recognize the gun. It's
Battlefields.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
It's pretty awesome. There's actually a lot of interesting things about the stock that I was recently told before I got my hands on it. Is that you can actually switch out the stocks with different motors. So you plug it in, it actually matches it pretty correctly, so it can change your rate of fire.
So a completely different stock with a completely new motor set, and it's pretty much you can swap it on the fly.
Yeah, apparently what we've been told, we haven't been able to test it out yet, is that you can fit it in and it actually lines up incredibly well. So, yeah.
If it works, right? That's pretty awesome.
So we're going to be testing that out and doing a video about that very soon in the near future. One thing I'm particularly happy about, which is actually going to take me a little bit to get to here, if you'll bear with me. Okay.
Let's see.
Actually, we do have the M&P full size here in the studio today as well, and it comes.
Tan one.
Yes. Nice. If you want to hold that.
I was talking to Alex at Spartan Imports about this. This is one of the M&Ps that I was actually looking for. Oh wow! And it's got you got fiber sights. That is pretty cool. If you guys don't know a lot about fiber sights, they kind of come more from the competition side of the world, or the competition side of shooting. It essentially gives you something really quick to reference to when you're silhouetting the front sight on the target, because that's a lot of competition shooters. They just silhouette the sight on the target and squeeze, and it's really quick to basically pick up the sights. That's really cool. And it's like a slide. They did a really good job.
The finish is really nice. Yeah.
The finish is really nice. I was a big fan of the compact, and I didn't get a chance to really mess with the full size. But this is definitely really, really well done. What you got there?
This is this is the Amoeba AM103, not the honey badger, definitely not the honey badger. So this is a really fun gun that's a lot of folks have actually been eagerly awaiting. I personally have for a while. So I remember our tech department tried to do a custom gun.
I remember that, and then it was like sold out instantly.
It sold instantly, and they were trying to do as close a version of this as they could.
Yeah.
But the problem is the stock and buffer tube, was not available for Airsoft, so they had to kind of jury rig it or get something as similar as possible. But a really comfortable design, very surprisingly lightweight. But yeah, I really like the Amoeba line.
I was talking to Jonathan and Wallace and the guys over at Z Shop, but I definitely really dig the design. The stock, obviously, really, really cool. But it's great because it incorporates the existing Amoeba platform, which is actually quite flexible. Quick train spring, programmable gearbox as well, which is pretty awesome. And what's actually interesting about the rail, they took the rail design from one of the longer rifles and more or less cut it down, and then you got the kind of low pro rail here where you can more or less bolt on the accessories, and then of course, the integrated suppressor is pretty awesome.
No, absolutely. And you also do get a couple rail segments to put on here as you see fit. One of the things that may be small, may not mean a lot to some people, I actually really like the enlarged magazine release right here.
It's easy to engage. Yeah.
It's easier, and I don't know, I feel like these small features, again, don't mean a lot to other people, but I like them.
You know, the little details add up. Details add up, and you know what they say, like all the little performances or like supporting actors and stuff kind of help make a film really good too. So pieces always add up.
Love it when a plan comes together.
Yes.
Their magazine is also interesting in that it has some texturization, has this little pull tab which you can flip up, and it comes with a high-capacity magazine. So
that is pretty cool because a lot of airsoft gear, the cut of the pockets is more for real steel mags, and real steel mags are a little bit taller than airsoft mags. So airsoft mags sit kind of low. So it's actually kind of cool to incorporate that so you can actually pull the mags a lot easier.
Just showing it off.
That tan gun.
Yeah, I'm actually really excited because I wanna try and take one of these out to the field because I haven't had a chance to do that. It's
definitely cool gun.
Yes, and we were talking a little bit before here about the RM4 Scout. I actually like the short-barreled version more than the long
maneuverability, or
not so much that. I mean, well, it is nice maneuverability, but I want to add a barrel extension on that because I feel like that with the barrel extension is the perfect length for me. So it's pretty good fun. This is a light pistol.
Oh yeah, I really love how it looks. It's like the little details on there are really nice. The way it's engraved. And when it comes to pistols, like the smoothness of the slide and the action, it's definitely something I'm kind of picky about. But it was definitely really good.
See. All right, well, let's get back a little bit into the topic. We'll try and answer questions as we see fit. So if you guys got any questions, you can throw them out now. But as far as other, zombie games, whether they be video games or airsoft games, do you have like a favorite zombie video game?
Man, I mean, Left 4 Dead's pretty high up there, just because it is just raw action and fun. I think I'd still have to go with Left 4 Dead right now. Yeah. Well, you know what? As much as I love Left 4 Dead, it's not quite a true zombie game. But the zombie mode in Halo 2 was so much fun. When people would like unofficially put together these little zombie matches where like the guys had the energy swords and you had the humans had the pistols, and you barricade yourself in a room and you just have like a couple of things blocking their way in, and it'd always start with one zombie, but then you get one guy, and then he's two, and then you get another guy, and then he's three, and now you have like one or two guys in there with pistols and SMGs with like one or two mags holding off like this endless horde of zombies. And for you guys who were on Xbox Live in 2004, 2005, that was the rave. It was so much fun. And then they took that concept and they made Infection for Halo 2. And then the whole kind of like zombie game thing really started taking off, the horde mode and all that stuff. So, but that kind of did it for me back then. And before then they were doing that in Counter-Strike, I believe, with knives.
Yes.
So it's that culture, that kind of game mode has always kind of been around. But I'd say Halo 2 kind of started off for me, and it was so much fun. So much fun.
Counter-Strike actually just, I don't know if they just released it or if it's coming out.
Like a zombie expansion?
Yeah, it's like Counter-Strike Go Deviant or something else.
Yeah, I'd have to look.
It looks a little weird, but also looks kind of fun.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I was actually thinking at the last live show we had, I think Daniel gave kind of not a weird answer. I thought it was a cop-out for his favorite zombie game because he was like, Plants vs. Zombies.
It's a pretty cool game.
Yeah, I guess I wouldn't have pictured that even in the ballpark of like awesome zombie games, but it is addicting.
It is, yeah. So. It's a pretty fun game. It's kind of funny if you ever get a chance to go to EA. They got a whole bunch of Plants and Zombies setups like all over the place. Like, man, they really love it. And then I think they had like a replica of one of the guns from the game, like in full life size. I was like, dude, this is crazy. Like the dolphin gun. I think it was the dolphin gun. I was like, dude, that is the dolphin gun. That is pretty crazy. Yeah, if you guys ever get a chance to, definitely.
I saw in the comments it looks like Ranger Operators is here. I can't wait to see you at the zombie game. Just come up and say hi when you're there because I know we've been talking on Instagram. Also, I think Airsoft VAD, V-A-D, was talking earlier about that he's got his clown suit and his inflatable hammer.
Oh, wow.
So that should be
really pulling off the horror stuff right there.
Well, I mean, we did talk about, like, in the product description, like, look, if you want to come in costumes, it's very encouraged.
Hey, cosplay it up. Yeah.
I'll tell you though, if I was a survivor and I saw a clown running at me as a
A
zombie,
zombie?
that would up the
That would
fear
do it.
factor for me. Yeah.
What was that horror movie with the clowns from like a different planet, but they were like kind of zombie looking? It's like an old horror movie with clowns that were like from a different planet.
I know there
You know
was
what I'm talking about,
there was a
right?
horror movie that was Stephen
It's got Stephen King or something. Yeah,
Stephen
yeah.
King. The movie's called It, and it was
Oh, that one
scary
was
clowns.
pretty
Yeah, that
crazy.
was
Yeah,
I was scared
yeah.
crapless. Yeah.
Clowns, man. Clowns.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Mm-mm. So anywho, that said, it should be a very fun event. I'm curious to see. I'm curious to see. I guess like how much I'm actually like legitimately gonna run because I feel like I'm gonna get into a situation where I'm running away and I run too far. Where I'm like, where's everybody?
Well, you know what they was Zombieland. Rule number one was cardio.
Cardio. Yeah.
Hey, you know what? Rules of extravaganza. Just look at Zombieland, and there it is. Always check the back seat. Double tap. Dead check the guy.
Sorry, someone commented Zombieland, but
Yeah.
then right above that was zombie clowns equals all aboard the Nope
All
train.
aboard the Nope
Yeah,
train.
that's about right.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So.
Oh, Clowns from Outer Space. I guess that's what.
Was that what
Killer
it's called?
Clowns from Outer Space. Yeah, that was that horror movie.
Oh wow. Yeah, that sounds awful.
Yep.
That sounds absolutely awful. All right, so we're about to get into the last 15 minutes of the show. So in a few minutes, feel free to throw out your shout-outs or any more questions you may have for us. What is the gun left of Bob's head? I think that I know what you're talking.
Okay, this one right here. This got to be it. Because from their point of view, this is left of you.
Oh, okay. So
that's the GHK.
That is the GHK G5.
5.5?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, should be able to come off. Yeah. Yeah, this is actually a very interesting gas blowback rifle, mainly because it's completely made out of DuPont polymer, which is lightweight.
That's familiar.
And yes, it is, and yet ridiculously strong. So it's not only a lightweight gun, or because of the fact it's a lightweight gun, the blowback is going to feel like
much more satisfying.
Exactly.
It's going to have a sharper kick.
Oh, absolutely.
The energy transfer. Just how the energy transfer works. You have less weight holding the gun down, so it's going to have a chance to have greater muzzle flip. For airsoft, it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah. So this is a really fun gun to be able to use if you're interested.
It's handy too.
Yeah, you can switch. Wow. You can switch charging handle over. I really suggest it for airsoft. I mean, it's just a really fun gun, and for me, that's what's most important is if you're having fun out there on the range, which is another reason why I like the ERG line from PTS. All right, Halo Chief, your shout out is approved. All right, East Coast Operators, your shout out is approved. All right, let's see. Ryan Hilton, could I come in a trench coat? I assume you mean to the zombie game. Absolutely. You're more than allowed to come in a trench coat. I would highly suggest, though, to make sure you have full face protection and any other stuff you want to wear to prevent the impacts in case you get turned into a zombie. Nighthawk Airsoft, your shout out is approved. And Connor Stacy, once again, your shout out is approved. And Night Assassin 191, shout out approved. All righty. Let's see. Ooh, David Mahler, your shout out is approved. Oh shoot, I just missed it.
The feed is going so fast.
Iron Snake Airsoft Productions, your shout out is approved. All right, let's see. All right, Southern Connecticut Airsoft, your shout out is approved. I'm gonna keep snapping for that. Undead Wolf Airsoft, shout out is approved. All right, let's see if there are any questions that we can answer. Best regards from Brazil. We love you. We love you right back, A Falcon. Thanks for watching from Brazil.
Love to see all the international players.
Yeah, it's really fun to like hear people watch from like other countries because sometimes they'll say like, yeah, I'm watching over here in like Denmark and it's like 2:30 in the morning. Yeah.
And yeah, so I get messages. It's like, man, this guy's from Germany or Switzerland and stuff like that. So it's really cool to see how airsoft is becoming more global. More globally accepted. A lot of international players.
No, absolutely. It is growing. The Emin, your shout out is approved. And Connor Stacy, I think I already gave you a shout out, but this one once again is approved. And Daniel Johnson, your shout out, misspelled, shout out is approved.
Trying to keep up with the feed.
I know it's tough. There's a lot of shout out requests.
PTS Asadas V or Amoeba. I think I'm still gonna go with the Masada.
Yeah.
But hey, the Amoeba is a really nice gun for the price point, I will say.
Nighthawk Airsoft has a good question. Best optic in Airsoft.
The one that fits the situation that you are in the role that you are going for. Red dots are typically really nice for most situations, but there are times when magnified optics come into play. So situation dictates, but per situation, we have our favorites for those. For me, it's like the AMP red dot for most.
Yep.
And you can always get a magnifier for it, or you can get ACOG or an LCAN or a Spectre or something for range.
Yeah, so I mean, I would agree with Greg on that one. Is that red dots generally take care of most of it. If you want to upgrade, you can get a magnifier. For me, I want to at least talk about sniper rifle optics. For
Yes.
me, what I think the best optics are a sniper rifle with a very large objective diameter, or large enough for your purposes.
Field of view.
Yeah, I usually like 50 millimeter. However, I prefer scopes that have varying zoom because sometimes I'll want to use it for spotting, and I'll just flip it over to 8 or 10 times zoom. But if I'm going to use it in airsoft, generally I'm going to keep it at 3 to 4 times zoom.
Yeah, that's about right for airsoft. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You know what they say about sniper rifles is it's only as good as the piece of glass you put on it. Yeah.
Good point.
There's all kinds of cool tricks with that. Let's see. Scar HDMR. There's a funny story about the Scar HDMR. So the guy behind Centurion Arms, he was one of the guys who got FN to make the long version of the Scar. He was behind that because he was a sniper. The reason they needed the rail so long is so they could have the night vision optic in front of the magnified optic. So that's why that's how that came to be. That Scar DMR.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Let's see. You got a request. JTFF, your shout out is approved. Action Sport Games Bob is here. Hey Bob, what's going on, Bob? Technically, it's double Bob day. Shout out from the Philippines. I can get behind that. The Emin.
Yeah.
Very well played, Philippines. Gotta love you.
So they don't wear iPro out there, or do they?
No, that's not completely true. But I got a chance to visit a couple airsoft shops in the Philippines,
pretty awesome.
in Cebu specifically, and it was really fun because I got to walk in. Well, of course, I got to walk into the store. I walked into the store, and one of the guys behind the counter looked up and was like, Bob the Axeman. It was really fun. He's like, I'm taking a photo with you, or can I take a photo with you? I was like, yeah, come on,
of course.
So it was really fun. And I absolutely love the Philippines. One of the best countries I've ever had the chance to visit. Viper Airsoft. Bob, did you get the message? I don't think I did. Dang it. Let's see. Double Bob Day. Yes. All right. Well, let's see if there's some more questions we can answer. This is actually a good question. PEC 2 box or laser pointer?
Let's see. Well, it kind of depends what you're using it for. Situation dictates. But you gotta be kind of specific about the laser that you're going to use because some fields do or don't allow green lasers, but personally I prefer green lasers. Don't point it at their face. But it kind of depends. For milsim, I'd say
why do you prefer green lasers, by the way?
High visibility, really high visibility.
Just want to get that out there.
Although it does, in a dark environment, it'll draw a line straight to where you are. It's double-edged sword. Red lasers are a little bit, they don't look as cool, but they're a little bit more incognito. PEC box, situation dictates. If you're doing more milsim stuff, go with the PEC box. If it's a PEC box laser in it, otherwise it's just a battery box. But, yeah, lasers are pretty cool, but they have their advantages and disadvantages.
Very true, very true. I actually, I haven't used a laser in probably about 6 to 8 months, but the last time I experimented with one, I'd actually attached 3 lasers to my LM4.
Predator style.
I was trying to get a Predator set up. And the thing is, after about 100 feet, they weren't zeroed properly, so they'd go from that to that. It was just really weird. And I remember some people ahead of where I was shining the laser were like, who the hell has 3 lasers on their gun? And they look back at me and be like, it's me, guys. So,
you should do is find someone who wants to build a laser unit that has the 3 integrated, but they're all kind of.
Wow, that's what I was confused by. Isn't it Battlefield 4, maybe Battlefield 3? They have that setup. It's integrated 3 lasers.
I don't know if anyone actually makes that setup or if they just did it because video games, you can do whatever. But if a company made a the tri laser that was kind of in almost like a tri tube kind of configuration or a tri setup, that would be really cool.
I'd buy one.
People would sell. Call it the Predator laser. Yeah.
I kind of thought since it's in the game and it seemed like a really good product that someone had obviously already made it.
Well, the PDR is in the game, but that never made it to a real firearm stage.
Good point. So, very good point.
But the video game world, they kind of have they can take a lot of liberties there. But, for us dealing in the physical realm, kind of get what we can get.
Mhm.
But definitely would be cool.
Yeah, no, it definitely would be super awesome, and I would love to have that. Shout out to Pune. I may have
It's gone too fast. I don't
missaid
see it
that from
anymore.
Thailand. Well, shout out to Thailand.
What's a good
Thailand. The Emin, who is Filipino in Airsoft? Yeah, we actually have a lot of Filipinos who work here.
Jet's Filipino, Arwen's Filipino. Like most of the big airsofters are.
Yeah, Della's Filipino. Mark, actually, in the marketing department, is Filipino as well. Head of our shipping department is Filipino.
Islander-dominated sport.
Yes. I do love Filipinos. They are awesome all around.
How do you figure out what your style of gun is? You gotta try it
Wait,
out.
what was the question?
There's a question from Chris Lander about how do you figure out what style of gun like fits yours. You gotta just try them out and see what you really enjoy.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely got to get out there and try some things that are maybe different than what you would expect. Like, most of the folks in the airsoft industry generally use M4s. That's the highest selling product. But it's good to branch out by, like, maybe trying a spring shotgun.
Polar Star.
Or a Polar Star.
Or gas gun.
Yeah, gas guns. One thing we always used to suggest to people just for fun is going to get like a JG-10, a bolt-action sniper rifle, because you use it as a regular game, like, it's 300 feet per second out of the box. But it's really fun. It changes your play style. It's really exciting. Or just an axe or a bayonet. That'll definitely change your playing style. Actually, I would suggest, if you get a chance, just to try a game where you just have a knife and a grenade. That's it. See what you can do.
You definitely got me with that grenade on that Hunger Games.
Man. Oh yeah,
it's like you threw it at me and I shot you at the same time. I was like, that is a grenade. Oh, dude.
Yeah, we did a Hunger Games at GamePod right before Assault in Antioch, and one of the games, we had all these different guns out on the field, and you can go check out our Airsoft YouTube. But there was like a grenade, a stoner light machine gun, a couple shotguns, AG. Yeah, and I just didn't want to get the grenade because I didn't want to be that guy who only had that one thing, and that's all I found. And I happened upon Greg here, and I saw just maybe his shoulder toss a grenade, and as it was in midair, he shot me in the chest.
I just barely put the magazine in the gun, and at first, it was all dark, so I tried to put the magazine. Oh, that's upside down. I fumbled, I put it back in, and then I heard you, and I was like, there he is, and then I was like, that's a grenade. Boom.
Yeah. Both got out.
Good kill trade.
It was a good trade. Yeah. What made it pretty epic for me is that, like, once we were both down, someone did the Hunger Games whistle. I can't replicate.
It's probably Bill.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Did a lot of running. There was a couple times I didn't find anything. I didn't find any weapon, and I was just like butting around the field, like, man, can you find something?
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, it sucks when that happens.
No kidding. All right, let's see if there are any good questions. The Emin says, hey, Bob, in the Philippines, our FPS limit is 450. Nice. I actually did hear that. When I was there, they're saying for CQB, it's between 500 or 450, which is pretty fast. So, let's see some questions.
Really good, solid questions.
Yes. M4 or M16 from Nighthawk Airsoft? Greg?
It's interesting. It kind of depends. Like, if you're a bigger guy, the M16, you're probably, you might be more apt to pick that. M4 is really nice. A lot of options out there. It's compact. Being kind of a smaller guy, I like the M4. Even though I've used the M16 in the service, when I was at Bragg, we had the M4, and it was just way nicer. But guys like Bill loves the M16. Pick your preference. People who love the Scarface loadout, I've seen those 2 or 3. It does look pretty awesome. A lot of it has to do with comfort. Like I said, the full stock, it definitely kind of adjusts your pull and how ergonomics wise. But for me, I'd choose the M4. But for some of the bigger guys, they may be prone to choosing the M16, just straight barrel length.
Yeah, I was definitely. My first AG was a Classic Army version 1 MP5, which was.
I wonder if I had one of those.
Yeah, it was version 1, like a lot of version 1s.
When was that? 2000?
Oh shoot, man! It was before. It was like 96,
okay,
94.
Well, I definitely didn't have a Gen 1. I had an MP5 in 2007. So something like the Classic Army MP5.
Probably a lot of versions between mine and yours. So, but after that, I ended up getting an M16A2 because I wanted that long barrel, and I was also, I really liked the idea of Marine infantrymen, and they were using M16. I think M16s are great if you want to get that longer distance shot. But I think for the majority of folks in airsoft, M4s have about the right length, and you're going to get a comparable amount of range out of that. So
I think whether in video games or airsoft, the guns that tend to do the best are the ones that are the most adaptable to most situations. Because in the video game world, like in Battlefield, the M16 is really well known because it's got good accuracy. It's quick to reload. You can get in and out of a fight real fast. In the airsoft world, I mean, in the real estate world, the M4 is that gun essentially. A lot of options out there. It's about the right length. It's pretty light. It's almost like the perfect weapon in a lot of ways. It's kind of hard to stray from that. But then you get all your cool options, your foreign options out there.
Mm. There actually was a very good question, which I feel like you're very well set up to answer. Someone was asking PTS EPM mags. Are they worth it?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
Well, go into more detail,
Okay,
Greg.
So it was actually funny because one of your guys was at the field this weekend and he had his G&G comp machine and he tried like a whole bunch of different mags in there. And I was like, hey man, try this EPM. And it's crazy. It worked. It worked in his gun. It's a really nice design. We had input from like Military Morons, who's actually. He was actually like the first guy to have like multicam for everyone way back in the day.
That was the gentleman we met at Battlehack, right?
No. That's Richard Graves. That's a tactical fanboy.
That's it, tactical fanboy. My bad. My bad.
It's really cool. There was a lot of different thought process going into it. Cosmetics, but as well as functionality, like with the window and you being able to see the indicator when it's loaded. Really great in between games, and it's also nice to have the extra, affirmation that when you take the mag out, you're like, this one is topped off. As opposed to, I think I got like half the mag in there. I mean,
yeah.
And what's great too is when you're empty, you can visually inspect and be like, all right, this is definitely empty. With the high vis orange in there, and the base plate really nice, gives you a platform for BRM or placing the magazine on the deck or on the ground. It's rubberized, and it also provides a good index when you're trying to reach and grab it, or with a beer can grip, or kind of grabbing it out of your chest rig or your plate carrier. So a lot of good options out there, and it fits 416s too. A lot of 416 users have been asking for a new magazine that looks good, functions good, has a good capacity. EPM's about 150, and that fits their gun. Period. Because the PMags didn't fit 416s. You had to mod them. So
yeah, I think that is a big selling point for the PTS EPM mags, is that the fact that they fit 416s as well as a wider variety of guns. For me, when I first saw it, the biggest selling point for me was to see if it would feed Mark's gun, because
that was amazing.
Mark, you guys may or may not know this, but Mark runs a lot of, or used to run a lot of, what he calls low rate of fire builds, which in actuality means super high rate of, I don't know why I'm doing that, super high rate of fire builds.
Minigun Mark.
Yeah, so he would have guns that shoot like 30, 40, maybe even 50 rounds per minute, per second. And so we wanted to go see if the EPM mags would feed, and you told us they would feed high rate of fire guns. We put it in there, fed every single bit of it, and that was awesome to see.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome to see right on the. It's on Uncut.
Yeah,
if you guys want to go watch that video, it's on the GITV Uncut. So.
Someone asked a question. The Emin, do you guys ship to the Philippines? Someone responded, there is no international shipping on GI. We actually do ship to Canada currently, and we are working on shipping to different countries beyond that. But again, there are airsoft shops in the Philippines. I visited a couple in Cebu, the Emin, so you do have some in there.
Stores
yeah. There are a couple local stores that actually look pretty awesome. They're really, really friendly. I even got a combat lechon patch, which I'm wearing right now. Do you know what lechon is?
No.
It's like a giant cooked pig, and it is delicious. Absolutely delicious.
That's awesome.
Every time I see one, I go right for the skin. Anyways, let's see. Shout out for Task Force Valkyrie in South Carolina. Your shout out is approved.
Sounds like EPM Mercedes-Benz of mags. Daniel Johnson.
That was very nice of you to say. EPMs are great. Highly suggest them. Our guys at our East Coast location, GI Tactical, cannot get them. They're begging for them. They love those things. Yeah. So they also do a lot more milsim loadouts than some of our employees on the West Coast do. Like they're really good at their milsim loadouts. They're really
passionate out there about milsim kits. Like there's a guy from Gray Team, Samurai Matt 3's team Gray Team.
Matt Washington?
Yeah, he has got a team member. His name's Zach Hyman, who's a regular at Battlehack. That guy goes through gear like probably more than most like dudes in the military do. Like airframes, CPCs, AOR, cryo uniforms. Like he traded so much gear, he ended up getting back one of his that he traded out.
No.
He'll trade an airframe and he'll get like an op score, then he'll trade that and he'll get it's crazy. Like that guy is truly the gear guru out there. He's a ninja. I applaud that.
Yeah, it'd be good to hang out and play airsoft with Matt again. He's a really cool guy. Well, it looks like we're almost at the tail end of our show. Let's see if we have any more questions we can answer right at the end.
It's my birthday.
Wait. I'm a car guy. It's my birthday on Thursday, Bob and Greg. Well, happy birthday, I'm a car guy, and thank you.
Indeed.
Thank you for coming back to our live show from time to time. It's nice to see you back here again. It's a very memorable name. Shout out for Tactical Milsim Group. Your shout out is approved. And that is going to do it for our live show today on October 21st, 2014. Thank you guys so much for stopping in. If you guys at all can make it to my Zombie Extravaganza game this weekend at GamePod, get your tickets on our website. We also have the four-door firefight coming up on November 8th. I'd love to see each and every one of you there, if at all possible. And one thing I forgot to mention, Arwin Milsom Junkie is going to be at the zombie game. So
I might swing by and say hi to him. Maybe I might hang out.
It'd be nice to have you there, Greg.
The schedule's kind of crazy, but we'll see what happens.
Unacceptable. Unacceptable. All right, bye-bye, guys. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.